Welcome to the Featured Anime Podcast. I'm your host, Jack.
And I'm Rick.
And today we are talking about Burst Angel, which was a recommendation from CJ's youth. Thank you for the recommendation, CJ.
Appreciate it every time.
If you want to hear the very long pre-show conversation we had, go to patreon.com/featured anime podcast. $1 a month will get you access to that wonderful bonus content. And now on to the meat and brotatoes. Burst Angel is set in a near future Tokyo where the government has legalized firearms for citizens to try and combat a massive crime wave. As a result, the city basically turns into a chaotic battleground, and the story centers on mercenaries for hire who handle the jobs that Wrapped, recently armed police of Tokyo, original name, can't or won't touch. The story focuses on Joe, Meg, Amy, and Sai, and their missions that frequently involve biological mutations, giant mechs with glowing cyber brains, and a massive conspiracy involving the very people supposedly trying to protect the city. Also, there's a character named Kyohei who gets, mentioned a fair amount by a lot of other synopses and things like that. He's a random side character that gets way more screen time than what he should. And with us knowing, honestly, a lot more about him than what is needed.
That's one way to put it.
Yep. Also, it's produced by Gonzo. The studio is Gonzo Media, and producers are Media Factory. Just to name a couple of them. It is an original, which would explain a lot, and its genres are action, sci-fi, mecha, and came out from April 2004 through September 2004, and it's 24 episodes long. There is also, in case anyone's wondering, an OVA that came out in March 2007. That is a 30-minute OVA, and what that one's about basically tells you about the backstory of Joe and Meg and their journeys and story through New York City. That's basically it. It's an original that is also same producers and everything like that. Like it holds no real bearing on the story other than a background for Joe and Meg. Purely, that is it.
Are you sure? Because I feel like there could be more. I feel like there could be things that you might have missed, like no, you mentioned that, and never mind, that looks like you got it all.
Yeah, right. CJ asks, he goes, wow, Noechi, I'm surprised. From what I remember, there was fan service. Not really.
Lots. Not
really.
Yeah. Well, okay, so it depends on what you consider fan service. If you're looking for gratuitous, it's too cold and nipples are everywhere, then yes, there's that. But if you're looking for upskirts, there's that too. But if you're looking for a beach scene, no, it's got that too.
Yeah, but the thing that really kind of defines ecchi, or really kind of why this isn't really considered an ecchi per se, is, I don't know, the fact that I forgot to put it on there, and that I literally just had a hard time staying awake for a majority of this. It was really slow for me.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't list ecchi because honestly, half the time I was just zoned out going, when is this? What is this over? Episode 2. Dang. How many episodes is it? 25. Little did I know, I only needed to watch. I watched one extra than what I needed, but oh well, it's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my god.
So no, I will admit, it does present as an older film. What I mean by that is it has the charm, in my mind, of being an older film with an actual decent storyline, with an actual decent model to follow. I can't in good conscience say that it was everything that I was hoping it would be. There was a lot of so I watched the dub because when I download it on my phone, it defaults to dub. And it's a lot easier when I'm out in the sticks. So when I was watching it, I realized that there's a voice actor who, the cook, the voice actor, the cook, very common, very widespread voice actor. I mean, good job for them, right? But I got so annoyed. Oh, I got so annoyed. Because it was just like the voice after the second episode was just grating on me. And I was not a fan of send them to hell. You're going to see hell. Oh, you've done it now. Bring on the hell. You're courting death and I'm going to send you to hell. And then they stopped it for a good 17 episodes. And I was like, all right, cool. This is, sweet. And then they brought it back.
Yeah.
For the remainder of the show, basically.
So I did look up for those wondering, like, another reason why it's not, because I looked at a few other sources for it's widely considered. So in case you're wondering, this is widely considered soft ecchi or ecchi adjacent is what Burst Angel is considered. Okay. One of the more, like, some of the comparisons could be like against Black Lagoon or Grenadier, where fan service is like, it's high, but it's very design focused within this one. Black Lagoon is slow and moderate, but it's contextual. And then Grenadier, it's gimmicky. Theirs is purely gimmicky, like overly infatuated, overly whatever tropes and suits, and like way more bouncy physics than what is actually needed and everything like that. The point. Black Lagoon is like, it's suggestive, femme fatale type of stuff. And, for this one, Burst Angel, it's impossible tight suits and outfits and camera angles. And as in terms of category wise for it, in terms of status, nudity status, you have minimal. It's considered minimal and strategic because it was primarily focused on TV. Black Lagoon, it was very rare and non-explicit, whereas of Grenadier, it was frequent or implied and clothing damage galore. Those would be the comparisons for some of the shows that are all kind of basically the same Girls with Guns era, early 2000s shows.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. So I remember texting you while I was watching it.
Yes.
Because I didn't want to lose the not the play-by-play, but I kind of gave you a play-by-play. For the first little bit, I was like, episode 1, I noticed this. Episode 2, here's that. Episode 3, here's that. And like, so here's what I said. I'm going to read the text, and I want you to tell me what you think. And CJ, I'd like your opinion as well. Goose, you too. So it says, or rather, I wrote, I find it funny, disturbing, and very hopeful that in episode 1, I'm finding more quality backstory in the fake movie advertisements than I found in some completed anime. Cough, cough, glass lip, cough, cough.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're not wrong. Which is why this is not rated a 1. I'll tell you this right now.
Yeah. The backstory, the background, the detail they threw in it is just pristine. For instance, in episode 4, and I said, text you this too at like 7 a.m. I'm genuinely curious to know what the Infant Idol's hit song was from episode 4.
Yeah, Caesar says, brother, I watched this when I was 8. I don't remember anything, but she wore red, dual-wielded guns, and there were mechas. And
there were hot chicks.
There was a hot sniping. Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. Yeah. Episode 1, you have Kyohei, and, the cook that you're introduced to, where you feel like he's going to be the main protagonist through the whole thing.
It really felt like that, didn't it?
Yeah. You also... It's like the beginning of episode 1 is the end of episode, 19? which is also the beginning of episode 20, which I mean served no purpose. It served no purpose whatsoever at the beginning. You literally held no weight, no bearing, no nothing on the story at all, being at the beginning, even later on at those points. It was just randomly shoehorned in there to try and hopefully keep people's attention. And then they're like, all right, we got to figure out a way to tie back in the very beginning. Let's just slap it here and just move on. But
yeah,
you're
oh no, they did. Yeah,
it was annoying. I hated it. But Meg, one of the girls who your poor cook is introduced to, who's listed as a main character. He is not. He's a side character.
He's a main character.
He's a side
He's a
character.
plot driving force.
He is purely there for no other reason other than to just be there and fill screen space at random times.
I thought he was there for eye candy.
Yeah, but sure. Okay. Whatever floats your boat. Anyways, Meg says he looks weak. He looks this. He won't last. He's always going to be this and that. Blah, 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 blah. And,
oh, yeah. She's a jerk.
Okay. And then Meg, literally almost every single episode thereafter for the next, like 25 episodes, that includes the OVA, has been kidnapped, knocked out, and weak, and crying, and everything like that. Literally every single episode. Oh, he won't last a day. He won't this. He's this and that. And literally every episode, I am not kidding. She has been kidnapped. She was captured. She was crying and complaining, and the weakest character out of them all through the entirety of the season.
Yeah. It got to the point where I was genuinely kind of upset because I was like, this chick, the only thing she's got is she's got a pit bull. She's got a pit bull that will always save her or always try to save her. And I kind of felt like the leader of the bunch was like, hey, we've got a job. And Joe was like, I don't want to do it. And they're like, hey, Meg, go over there for a second. Oh, no, Joe, she's kidnapped. You got to go get her.
No, how could you kidnap her? Kidnap my woman.
Time to go to hell.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
And like I get it, Joe, she is meant to be your like stoic protagonist or whatever it is, but she did not come off that way. She just came off as like, I don't know, kind of there most of the time.
Okay, I got a good one for you. I have a good comparison that I'd like your opinion on, because I cannot for the life of me remember this character's name. In Final Fantasy X, who would Joe be? I'm thinking it's not the dad.
Obviously,
it's not Jacked. Yeah. I think it's the dude in red, the one who's super strong, always quiet. I forget what the name is. When you say the name, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, duh. How could I forget? Aaron?
Aaron. Yeah, but no, I don't think
Aaron,
it was.
Yeah.
See, the thing is Aaron in Final Fantasy X, like the dude, like
rarely playable, but OP.
Well, it's not that he was rarely playable. He was playable after the beginning, and he was there pretty much through the whole thing. It depends on when you wanted to play him, but he had the skills and history to back it up as well for himself. Like Joe, it's not even that she has like this track record or history or anything like that. It's just like, whatever.
Well, I mean, after the first episode, we have a track record of her taking a 99% failure rate and turning into a 100% success rate. Any job she's attached to, gets demolished. I'll give you that. The building's like, she's a one-woman wrecking crew, but she always gets Meg back.
Yeah, but I mean, like, does she really need to get her back? I mean, like, I would argue no.
She doesn't need to. But she does.
Yeah, unfortunately.
She's the driving. She's the bulldozer clearing away all the frivolous, insignificant extras. And dude, how many How many times do you got to shoot someone for them to die?
Bro, I'm more impressed with the fact that they never had to reload their pistols when they unloaded hundreds, if not thousands, of shots. Like, nah, I don't need ammo. I don't need ammunition. I don't need to carry extra rounds with me. I'm just gonna unload like their machine guns and just decimate. It's like, you want that building taken down? I could do it. I got dynamite. No. I got my pistols.
I got bullets. Yeah, bullets.
I'll work my way from the top down and just shoot constantly all the way down with these 2 handguns that I did not bring any extra ammo for until plot serves me and says, hey, plot point, you have to run out of ammo now. All right, cool.
Yeah. You're out of ammo. Use a sword. Okay.
No, not even use a sword. It's like, I'm going to pull out a random dagger that I have hidden where? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's going to work.
It's going to exceed expectations.
Yeah.
At the very least.
No,
it was plot for days. Plot and jiggle physics and just the magic of the cloth that never gets displaced, because most of these characters came equipped with fairly well endowed breasts and unfortunately poor clothes. Like they got everything they owned at a half off sale because it was half gone. Like it covered they got
exactly what they wanted. They got exactly what they wanted.
No, it was a half off sale because half the clothes were gone.
No, they got what they wanted. They didn't want anything more than that. So they pulled.
We got to give
price.
you this armor. So of course we have to cover your outside hips, leaving your crotch fully exposed. We need to cover the nips because that's your most vulnerable point. Shoulder pads, because why not?
Right.
And you're good to go. Anything else might bog you down.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Why not?
Just game physics.
Yeah, this honestly was a big disappointment for me. It was a big disappointment for me.
I was gonna say there's a joke that I like where it goes, guys are just so considerate that when a character comes on screen and they're very scantily clad, we only look at the places that are covered.
Yeah, true. Not gonna lie, that is true. But you know what? Okay. So another strike against this one. Another big faux pas for this is
swing and a miss.
It felt like the story had no direction and they had no idea what they were doing or how they were going to develop the story until I want to say halfway through.
You're generous. You're real generous. Halfway through is episode 12 and a half. I was going to say
not 12 and a half. It's 12, episode 12, because can't count 25. 25.
I keep thinking of the LVA.
Yeah.
Okay. So episode 12, I was going to say like it felt very meandering, if you will, up until episode, I want to say 10. And then 11 something happens and you're like, all right, cool. That was a good finale. And then 12 happens and then nothing happens between 12 and I want to say 17. And I mean, some things happen. Like the show does go on. There are sporadic bad people that pop up and then you got to shoot them to death and send them to hell and then get taken over by a brain kind of, sort of, and then have a connection that makes no sense.
Right. The reason why I say 12 is you have your introduction episode, which is horrible. You have a bunch of random useless episodes for there to, I don't know, try and set up plot, I guess, or device, or kind of give you a background for a couple of the characters, which you don't get a background for CA, basically the leader, until like 10, 9. And then immediately after that, you had Amy, you had, a delve into her skills for it. I mean, like, she's basically just kind of like the cook, where she's there. She serves a purpose, at least for the team and helping them. But still, I mean, like, you can't get it like, okay, she has some skills or whatever it is beyond that point. All right, whatever. At that point, you'll have a couple of episodes where you have other side characters and you can gain a better understanding of the world around them. So you have more world building in the next couple of episodes, because it's like you have the recently armed police of Tokyo. It's like, okay, well, specifically to Tokyo, what about Osaka? Osaka is like, well, you have Osaka, and basically biker gangs or girl gangs or whatever it is, they're now privatized police force or whatever it is. So everything's privatized now out there. It's like, all right, cool, whatever.
And did you watch dub or sub?
I tried watching it dubbed. I couldn't.
Ooh, yeah, it was rough. Don't get me wrong, but the Osaka people had such a country accent.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, they always talk about how people have a very country accent in a lot of other animes anyways. They're just considered country or whatever it is out there or whatever. You have an Osaka accent, whatever.
Yeah, this was like rednecky. I was like, wow, okay.
And then, so you have a couple episodes where they're building that. You then immediately go, for whatever random reason, and there's no context for it, you get thrown back into the past when Meg had completely different colored hair. And you're introduced to Joe and how they meet, kind of, sort of. And then you're thrown back into the future, and then you're given some random information, and then you're starting to finally, and then you learn, and then at around that point, after you get the background stories, which is like episode 13, 14, right? So episode 14, that's when they start building on Joe's background and starting to build into that even more. So you build into the background for Joe all the way through. And then they start like, okay. We'll have all this other stuff tied into it, which it was not cleanly tied. I felt like they changed characters or the design of a couple of characters a couple of other times throughout the entirety of the portion too. Where I was like, wait, I thought it was someone else that was supposed to be the head guy, but he's what? Like, what? It's like, what's their goal? We're the goal. We're the beginning and the end of what? Of poor plot? It's like, is that what's going on here? It's like, what's going on? And so you do get like a story kinda of Joe's background, kinda, where she wasn't even supposedly the best one, whatever, and someone else was supposedly even better than her, shocking, that ended up doing worse, better, and Joe still somehow survived, but grew because she had a love interest in Meg that she wanted to protect. So that's why she grew stronger.
Really?
Because that's kind of how they explained it a little bit. She gets stronger with every battle. She has this hidden potential. She just keeps growing stronger. What's going on? Why is she growing stronger? And then they're fighting against it. And they say that, and part of Joe's background is everyone fights to the death to find the one that is the strongest. But here's the thing that I don't get. They had a basically free-for-all battle with everyone that's on there for them fighting that arguably took a lot longer than the entirety of the fight between Joe and shark, hammerhead shark girl. Okay.
Maya, I think her name was.
Whatever. I genuinely could not care. I could look up the name, but enough. I genuinely, like, that is the disdain I have for this. All right.
Okay, fair enough.
But since you said Mariah, I'm gonna have to look up the name now because, like, I won't be able to say anything other than hammerhead shark or Maria. Close enough. Mariah's fine. It's close enough. Mariah Carey. There you go.
Maria. Yeah. You're right.
Anyways, between Mariah Carey and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure over here. And I'm hurt, CJ. I'm hurt. Bro choking on the peak And CJ also says he's happy he finally sent one that Jack hates because one I hated that I sent before you guys loved. She's like, yeah, it kind of is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You have the fight between JoJo and Mariah Carey, and they're saying, hey, they're not supposed to fight each other or be within proximity to each other because it causes issues. And it makes it so that way their midi-chlorians or whatever just disappears and has all these adverse effects. And after, I don't know, 30 seconds of them just, playing bloody knuckles, they're like, oh, I don't want to fight you anymore. I don't want to fight you anymore either. I want to protect you, Joe. All right. Well, I want to protect Meg. Well, I want to protect Meg and you, Joe. Best friends forever for the next 30 seconds till I die.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. They spoke with their fists, as happens in Boruto, as you've told me. And
I've never said that, but you've told me that.
Negative. Yeah. I'm a Naruto stan for life.
Yeah, it says the guy who had a Boruto computer wallpaper for
it was
months.
A mistake. I thought it was a Naruto homage character creation. I was like, oh, this is legit.
Sure.
I like it. Yeah, this works.
Sure.
I like what they did with Naruto's eyes.
Sure.
Anyway, going back to this award-winning anime. No, bro, like it was the dumbest.
All right.
The dumbest.
So I've been sitting here ragging on it for, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Still better than Glass Lip.
Still better than Glass Lip. That is for sure.
All right. So you've kind of pooped all over it. Let me give an opportunity to try to save it a little.
Let me ask you this question before you try to save it a little, right? Because you have the last, I don't know what, like 3 episodes, like episode 3, 22, 21, somewhere around there or whatever it is, right? Where, everything just like falls apart or whatever. And then what's the guy's Leo? He hands Joe the scarf that we find out in episode 25 was given to her by Meg, not by say like originally like was insinuated from the symbolic meaning of Leo handing Joe the scarf, with Leo having a flashback of, I owe her everything. I must do this. Oh, this scarf that is completely useless and holds no sentimental value whatsoever, holds great weight for me to have this shining moment where I must go and protect Saya with her very, very poor life decisions that she's making.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I know what it was. It was the symbolism that all the mechs, all the everything become paper thin, whereas before they could withstand a nuke bombarding them. Now it can get taken down by a simple gunshot. There you go.
In the proper location, in the specific.
It doesn't matter. It's anywhere. Doesn't matter. Before RPGs weren't working on them, they like mechs would just like shrug them off. Now RPGs were just like demolishing them left and right. Oh, yeah. Handguns were taking things down left and right. So, all right. Now that I'm done, taking a big healthy dump all over this anime, which I have honestly talked myself into going even lower now.
Oh.
Let's see if you can raise it back up that one point that I am dropping it now. Because
I don't know that I can, to be perfectly honest.
Okay. In case anyone's wondering, will try. Rick and I talked about what the scores were before we even got into the conversation. Before we even began the conversation, we both said what our scores were. So in case anyone's wondering, pre-show has what we landed on, just so you know, like before we even started talking about it.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe you can enlighten me. CJ, question for you too. Actually, not a question for you because, as you said, you watched it when you were a kid. You might not know. What's the point of the tattoo?
The markings, nanomachine markings or whatever it is that appear when she's fighting with. It's the symbolization of the midichlorians and her syncing with bug brains.
And when there's no bug brains to sync with?
It's just syncing out into the ether.
Okay. Because it seemed like a power-up. And it did not...
Okay.
It was not explained to my satisfaction.
Right. Yeah. You're never going to get that. She's a
no, you're not.
So the story goes for Mariah Carey and JoJo is they were genetically created and they are made to be able to specifically interface with the bug brains that are inside the mechs that they should have been using anyways. And so
yeah. Okay. So you ready? Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, the wingtip. I think it was supposed to show a boost of her abilities whenever it shows up. Yes, it was, but what was the point? Is what I'm like. What did it do? Did it have a final thing? Did it grow bigger? Because I think it grew bigger. It went to her back and whatnot. Was it something that she could like Highlander style, where she just absorbs it from the others? That she. Either way. Anyway, I digress. That's unfortunately a different topic that makes no sense. Food guy has a friend. An old schoolmate, if you will.
Yeah.
Who gets mixed up with Yakuza and somehow gets the best body I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a attractive way. I mean as a utilitarian way. This dude, his whole body was nothing but bullets and explosions and lethality. And I was like, the second this guy showed up, I'm like, he's got to die. He's got to die. And my thought process behind the fact that he had to go was he's too good. Everything they're trying to do is inferior to this one throwaway character. And I could not wrap my head around why that was, because he was humanoid. He was indestructible. Bullets didn't touch him. Swords didn't bother him. He was stabbed with a sword that lit up, I guess. And he was faster, he was more agile, he was faster, he was stronger, he was in every way, shape, or form superior. And he was also subservient to his elder bro. For some reason, everyone tried to kill him. And he goes, nah, fam, homie, don't play that. Uno reverse, you're all dead. But there's no reason for it because he was literally a yes man for Elder Bro. Elder Bro could be like, hey, I need that nursery taken care of. And he's like, all right, cool. All the trees gone. No problem. Or he's like, hey, that old folks home. Yep, no problem.
So the reason why they were trying to take him out is because he was a loose end. And the fact that he went after someone he probably didn't know he shouldn't have been going after just puts crosshairs on the back of his boss. So his boss was trying to, take him out to silence him.
Did you see the murder machine that he was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. He made a mistake. No problem. Oh, I got a problem with that whole organization. No issues. Hey, Sonny boy, go take care of that organization.
Yeah, but you did see that he was able to be stabbed by some swords.
True, but he took out the organization anyway.
Took out a random building with some random hobos there.
And he also took out 20 swordsmen and a mech?
Three swordsmen and a mech that was haphazardly put together after he almost killed his bro, who then almost immediately had his head thrown into a mech? What?
It was supposed to be superior to him.
Right, sure. Whatever, bro.
All I'm saying is you had prime real estate for that. And I was like, ooh, if this kid joins the team, they'll be unstoppable. You've got two powerhouses just straight up doing business. One guy who is a living ammunition dump, and the girl who can't run out of bullets. They're a perfect match made in heaven. But no, they had to kill him off with the lamest, I left you a thumbs up because you ran one time while you were naked, or you ran one time in your underwear when the coach told us all to run in their underwear, and you did it. So we didn't have to, and I always respected you for that. Oh yeah, well, I respected you because you beat the crap out of so many bullies that were trying to steal from us. Yeah, I know which one I'd prefer to look up to. I would much rather be the dude running naked rather than the dude who's got to beat up like 8 or 9 people so that they're not going to take my lunch money as a kid.
Yeah.
One's clearly better than the other in my mind, obviously in my mind.
Right.
But it was a good plot point that went nowhere. So it did an Indiana Jones, where if it was never in the show, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah. Like 90% of what goes on in the show, if it wasn't in there, it would not have mattered. Like the cook, if he was not in the show, it would not have mattered.
They would have starved. You saw what they were eating.
I know. Pizza and foods and everything else. Oh my God. How will they survive?
But he gave them cuisine. Didn't give them just food. Didn't give them just sustenance. Gave them cuisine. And they still treated him like the absolute scum on the bottom of their shoe.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Bro, you're not making it. You're not putting a strong argument for this, man.
What about the beach scene? What about the
completely useless and whatever scene that serves no purpose other than being annoying? Yeah, what about it?
Setting fire to the ocean. Come on.
Yeah, bro, totally. An ember from a cigarette can totally cause oil to burst into flames.
Hey, you know what?
That then sets concrete on the concrete bridge aflame. That totally is what it does, though. Yeah, obviously.
Dude, that's what it does.
Yeah, obviously.
Concrete is super flammable. Like it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Totally. 100% believable, bro.
I would point to some natural disasters, but that might be going to different conspiracy theories that the anime is not prepared for.
In case anyone can't tell, I am dead in the eyes right now from this conversation.
Oh yeah, super. But now my last vestige of hope to save the 1 point that is remaining is, fan service.
Bro, obviously it didn't care enough to even list it as a genre on there. Like how is that going to save the argument? Like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, actually, I could have sworn this was actually, oh yeah, that's right. There was that was totally a thing in the show that should not have existed anyways. Yes, totally.
Yeah, no, sad but true. Unfortunately, the show, it was rough. It was slow. It was all kinds of just torturous. Yep. Which unfortunately was very it was usual for the time. Yeah. I feel like maybe we are jaded a little bit because the anime we now have is far more fast paced and colorful and entertaining.
Yeah, sure.
CJ goes rough, slow, and torturous. Misspelled, by the way. Just like Rick's current rating.
Get to the point, sir. Get to the point, sir. He's trying to I
was trying to save it.
He's trying to save it. He's trying to save the extra point that I dipped from talking, and it is not. It's just planting it firmly within the territory, sir. So based on our conversations and everything like that, sir, on a scale of up to 10, how would you rate this? How would you rate this?
My initial rating was a 9. 9. It was amazing. My initial rating was a 6. Unfortunately, I think that my desire to appease the great CJ, because it is his recommendation. I think I rated it higher than I typically would because I didn't want to disrespect his choice. That being said, it was kind of a waste of time. And I can't in good conscience keep it at a 6. So depending on what you're watching it for, if you're watching it for the ecchi, then it's a 5. It's middling. It's not great. It's not bad. But if you're watching it for any substance at all, it's a 4. Like, it's just that bad.
Yeah. No worries on this, CJ. So CJ said, you don't have a good track record with trying to convince me to increase my points. Last time you tried, made me go up to a 9 is basically what it is. Yeah. No, I specifically asked Rick, I'm like, Rick, bro, because I started off at a 3 during the course of the conversation. I dipped it down to a 2, and it's just like firmly in the 2. I'm like, bro, you try. Here's your opportunity. Try and save it. And he couldn't save it. I'm squarely solid in 2 territory right now. The only thing that saves it, the only thing that keeps it from that 1 territory is the fact that it toward like the latter half of it, basically, it starts developing a coherent story. Granted, it's trash story, but it's a story that you can still kind of follow.
It's no glass lip.
No. So, yeah, that's it. That's all the time we got for today. Next week, though, we are going to be talking about Momentary Lily, which was a recommendation from Major Montana. If you feel like we did too much justice and not enough justice or anything like that, feel free to contact us and let us know. All our contact information is in the show notes, as well as on our website at featuredanimepodcast.com. You can also join us on Discord and talk to us and hang out with us in there. And then, of course, on stream as well, where we stream majority of our episodes on twitch.tv/featuredanimepodcast. And then, of course, we have some affiliate links for you as well for Crunchyroll. Get yourself a nice free trial or get a discount off their store. Links for you are in the show notes for that. And then let's not forget about Tokyo Treats. Nice, wonderful, delicious treats every single month coming straight to you. If you use our affiliate link along with coupon code Featured Anime, you get $5 off that very first box. And trust me, the treats are worth it. And of course, let's not forget one of the best ways you can support us is by going to patreon.com/featuredanimepodcast. If you go there, $1 a month to get you access to bonus content that we usually post with every episode. And of course, don't forget about some swanky swag, shop.featuredanimepodcast.com. And until next time, I'm Jack.
And I'm Rick. And we'll see you next time.